Hi, I'm Drew Callahan with Alpha Measurement Solutions. Today we're going to be going through the ExSight PTSA mobile app. We're going to be doing a demonstration of how to calibrate it, how to use the measurements in real time, how to save that data, and then how to export it. So the very first thing that you're going to want to do with your PTSA app is go ahead and power on the actual device itself. The Bluetooth is actually built into the actual sensor itself. So no additional modules or anything to connect to it are needed. The Bluetooth's on the actual probe itself, so nothing else is needed except your phone and the actual power source to hook up your Bluetooth. So right over here is the actual screen itself. All you need to do is actually go ahead and download the ExSight Measure. It's available on Apple, Google, and every other kind of app store that you'll use. So the very first thing you need to do is go ahead and connect to a Bluetooth device. That is this kind of sync button right over here. Once you actually click on the device, since the probe itself is powered on, it will automatically go ahead and find the different Bluetooths that are available. So right over here, it's as simple as just clicking for the device right over here. And then right now it's completely synced up. You'll go ahead and get a notification that it is connected. From there, you'll be able to actually view all of your different actual serial numbers of the actual product itself, the hardware information, and the product name itself. From there, the first thing you're going to want to do with the ExSight Fluorometer is go ahead and calibrate it. So the bottom tab right over here has a home button that'll get you to the main dashboard, a measure that'll actually show the real-time measurements, and then files, which will be your saved kind of files of your actual recordings of calibration or actual measurement. And then settings right over here to go ahead and actually do calibration, any type of diagnostics, any types of Bluetooth settings that you would like to change, and also app settings. So first thing we'll go ahead and do for calibration is go ahead and hit the settings button right over here. Click on the calibration and there drop down to calibrate device. You simply press the calibrate device button itself, and then you'll go ahead and start working on your probes themselves. So with a probe calibration for the PTSA ExSight Fluorometer, you'll do a 2-point calibration. 1 point is a blank, kind of a DI water with no traces of PTSA involved whatsoever, and then a known standard. Somewhere in between the entire measurement range is probably preferred. So in this case, since the measurement range can go up to 650 ppb, we're going to pick a known standard as 186. So the very first thing you do is you're going to want to actually put the PTSA sensor in the blank itself, as shown. Once you go ahead and do that, on the actual application itself, you'll hit the start button. And then right down over here on blank, it's enter calibration coefficient. Once you go ahead and do that, since your blank is a 0, the number pad will come up right over here and you'll go ahead and hit 0 and then send right next to it. Once you actually get the notification that the calibration was successful, it will actually pop up on the screen. Calibration point saved successfully. You'll hit OK. And then what you'll need to do is your 2-point calibration. So first point is done. Now you'll go ahead and put it in the 186 solution right over here. On the actual screen itself, there's what's known as the standard. The standard is going to be your second blank that you go ahead and do. And in this case, as we said, is 186. So simply type 186 into the actual device itself and then hit send. Once you go ahead and hit send, just like on the blank, it will pop up that the calibration was saved successfully. Hit OK to get back to the main menu itself. And then from here, that's it. You are done with your full calibration of your actual sensor itself, and you can get back into the actual measurement range as you can see. With the measurement range, you can go ahead and actually be able to measure in real time. But with that, you need to go ahead and let it know that you actually want to measure in real time. How you do that is by the plus button right down over here at the bottom of the screen, and you can actually hit play. So once you hit play, the red line on the actual graph itself will start to track in real time the actual measurement concentration that you're actually putting the sample into. Over time, if you are going and getting a quick grab sample, or you want to go ahead and do any types of extra calibration, you'll go ahead and actually hit the end button right over here, and then that means your recording has stopped. So a lot of customers, what they'll need to go ahead and do is go ahead and get a quick measurement or be able to kind of measure in real time when they actually put it into the actual piping systems. So what you'll go ahead and do is, now that that is stopped, there's a 3-dot button open at the top of the measurement device. You'll go ahead and hit that. And from there, you can actually take a snapshot or save the data. If you wish to take a snapshot, go ahead and save the data first, and then go back into that 3-dot menu to be able to hit save data. In this scenario, we're just going to hit the save data button right over here. It'll prompt on the screen that your data has been saved successfully. And from there, it actually saves. So you'll actually go into your file button right down over here, and then you can actually go ahead and see that a measurement has been saved and it's time stamped with date and time that's actually been measured. From there, you can go ahead, if you want to go ahead and delete it or actually view it, you'll click it right over here on the actual page. From here, you can actually go ahead and see the full recording, or even be able to save it and then send it and share it via text message, email, Bluetooth, or however you wish to actually save and share your devices. That kind of is a big walkthrough of how to actually calibrate the ExSight fluorometer, how to use a lot of the different features of the ExSight app itself. So we're going to go ahead and explore what more you'll be able to do with the ExSight app. On the actual measurement screen right over here, you actually have the option to go ahead and measure not only the concentration, which is the red lines right over here, you can also go ahead and measure the temperature that's actually being recorded at that same time by hitting the temperature icon right over in the top left. After that, you can actually pinpoint and go ahead and zoom in or zoom out of what actual measuring you're actually doing at that time using the sliding scale button right over here on the right-hand side. So you can go ahead, especially if it's very lower concentrations, you can go ahead and maximize that screen range so you can actually see any different types of changes in real time at that point. Or you can zoom out if you're going to have a quick, wide range of concentrations going to be measured. After that point, in the actual files, like we said earlier, you can go ahead and share, delete, or actually export a lot of the different files that you went ahead and saved. Some of the settings that are in the actual setting icon will actually be able to help you not only set up your Bluetooth device if you have multiple Bluetooths at one time. You have display settings right over here, so you'd be able to actually change the text size or switch from light mode to dark mode. Graph settings right over here, you can actually manipulate what colors are actually being represented by the actual concentration lines or the temperature lines that are shown there. Finally, language settings are right down over here. We have many languages actually being posted besides English, so you can do Spanish or French at that time as well too. Finally, there's a diagnostics piece. So a diagnostics piece actually what it heads and does is you can actually current loop test your actual probe. Now what does that mean? The actual probe itself is what's known as a 4 to 20 milliamp output sensor. So what that means is the beginning range, the 0 in this case, is synced up to the 4 milliamps, and the wide range, 650 in this range, is synced up to the 20 milliamps. If you want to go ahead and actually manipulate what your 4 and 20 milliamp actual measurement range is, you can actually get into the diagnostic feature to go ahead and change and manipulate what that 20 milliamp is if you want to go ahead and condense the range down to, let's say, 300 ppb or 400 ppb like it's been known in the market to do. Overall, the PTSA ExSight fluorometer by Alpha Measurement Solutions allows you to have this Bluetooth feature built into the actual sensor itself, requiring no additional hardware to basically go ahead and hook it up. As you've seen during this demonstration, the app is very user-friendly and be able to use by anyone that's out there. Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, you may reach out to Relevant, who will reach out to Alpha Measurement Solutions. Thank you.